an interpreter? Where's the here? Hi.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here, Champions League.
Yeah.
All right, how are you?
Good. Christian.
Hi, Christian. Phil, interpreting.
Afternoon, everyone. Just for the housekeeping purposes, from interpretation, we'll take the question and then the answer, and then Phil and interpret both to follow. So if you can raise your hands in between while Phil's doing the interpreting, and we'll get along to the next question. We're going to do a couple of minutes with Craig, then we're going to do about 10 with Christian before letting him go, and then we'll finish up with Craig afterwards. So if you'd kindly like to, Rob, if you'd like to make a start.
Craig, good to see you.
Hi.
Good to see Wes Morgan training. Is he fit to play?
Final decision will be made tomorrow. Of course, I need to see if there's no reaction from today. I think with the type of injury he's had, a back and a nerve problem, you just want to make sure 100% that there's no reaction. He's trained the last three training sessions, of which the intensity of the training sessions have been greater each one. I'm really pleased with the way he's progressed over the last 3 days, but I think that the final decision will be made tomorrow morning. I'd like to find out from the player, and of course I haven't had much time after training in terms of how his thoughts are, but my eyes tell me today that we both should be fairly pleased with how he's come through.
Bueno, buena noticia el hecho de que Morgan estaba entrenando con el grupo esta mañana en el entreno abierto. ¿Cuáles son las posibilidades de figurar mañana en el partido? Bueno, vamos a hacer la decisión mañana y vamos a ver cómo ha reaccionado al entreno de hoy. Pero nunca se sabe con este tipo de lesión porque se trata de la espalda y los nervios en la espalda. Pero vamos a saber 100% mañana cuando vemos la reacción de hoy. Pero cada vez estoy más optimista y yo creo que está progresando bien. Voy a hablar con él porque dejé el entreno rápido, entonces mañana por la mañana voy a hablar con el jugador mismo, pero según mi visto, yo creo que está en el buen camino, digamos.
Anybody else struggling? Vanilla and Didi, they're both okay?
Yes, they are. Unfortunately, after Saturday's game, as you saw, Andy King came off, Johan came off. They didn't train or take part in any training session yesterday. They've trained today, and you say would have been down to the bare bones otherwise. And thankfully, they've both come through today's session fine.
Y los otros, en Didi, en el centro del campo del defensa Ben Alayun, bueno, no ha entrenado ayer, pero hoy han entrenado, entonces menos mal que han sobrevivido el entreno de hoy sin problema.
Atletico rested 5 players over the weekend for their game, still won 3-0, and Griezmann was one that was rested as well. You decided not to rest anybody apart from Danny Drinkwater, obviously. What were you thinking?
Again, my thoughts are that we've had a tough run of games, but when you look around the players, I think there's Kasper Schmeichel as a goalkeeper and Robert Huth who've played in the 4 games, counting tomorrow as another one. So, you know, as defenders, Danny Simpson and Christian had a rest against Everton, and so my thinking was to use the squad in the best possible way, but also to make sure that we stayed in the game against Madrid. And as you say, we are naturally fit bunch, and we'll be ready for tomorrow night's game.
Hemos visto que en el partido de esta semana hizo rotaciones Simeone, ha descansado a 5 jugadores, incluido al jugador Griezmann. No has hecho tanta rotación, no has descansado a tantos jugadores. ¿Cuál era solo a Danny Drinkwater? ¿Cuál era el pensamiento? Bueno, yo creo que tuvimos una racha bastante complicada de partidos complicados, 4 partidos difíciles, y hemos dado descanso a otros jugadores durante esta racha. Entonces, por ejemplo, Simpson y Christian al lado de mí ahora han descansado frente al Everton. Entonces, lo importante era quedar en el juego, quedar en la eliminatoria competitivos, en la eliminatoria frente al Atleti, y luego vamos a ver lo que pasa mañana.
Guys, we're going to take some questions for Christian, please. We'll do about another 5 or 6 minutes of photography as well, and then we'll stop. But questions for Christian, please.
Christian, good to see you.
Hi.
Which team is favourite, do you think, at the moment?
I think Madrid, obviously, given the history over the last couple of years, they always participate in Champions League. We're here for the first time in club's history, so even though we have a great atmosphere here, the stadium will be burning tomorrow, and I don't think anybody loves to come here, play against Leicester in the King Power. Nevertheless, we're still the underdogs, but we still try to take our chance.
¿Quién considera será el favorito para la eliminatoria para mañana? Partido vuelta. Bueno, yo considero que todavía es el Atleti, según su historia, a causa de su historia en competición europea, todavía es nuestra primera temporada. Aunque el ambiente va a ser ardiente mañana, yo creo que ellos tendrán el ventaja de ser favoritos. Yo considero que nosotros, bueno, no somos el favorito, pero ya vamos a intentar con todo.
Christian, after all this squad has already achieved together, if you were to go through to the Champions League semi-final, how does that compare? How big an achievement would that be for Leicester?
It's already a great achievement, to be honest. I mean, Leicester City playing in the Premier League and the Champions League obviously is already a great achievement given the last season. Being in quarterfinals as the last British team is also a great achievement, and we take it tomorrow. We'll see how the game goes. We are very focused on that for now, and let's see how the game ends, to be honest. We obviously try to give everything.
¿Cómo se puede comparar el logro de ganar el campeonato del año pasado con la posibilidad de llegar a semifinales de la Champions esta temporada? Bueno, llegar a cuartos en sí es un gran logro. Quedamos el último equipo británico, inglés si quiere, de la liga inglesa que queda en competición este año. Entonces es un logro importante, aparte de lo que pasa mañana, pero estamos muy metidos en el partido, estamos muy mentalizados en lo que va a pasar mañana y vamos a ver lo que pasa. Si llegamos, será un logro fantástico, ¿no?
Christian, I think this is game 25 in the Champions League for you individually. What does your experience tell you about how to handle tomorrow night's second leg?
Well, we all know that Madrid is a great team. They're always a threat, obviously attacking and also very solid in defense. So, it's down to us winning the game, obviously, if you want to advance to the next stage. But you always have to bear in mind that when you concede a goal, obviously you need 3, and it has to be a good balance.
¿Cómo vas a plantear el partido mañana? Bueno, ya sabemos todos que el gran equipo que es el Atleti, son fuertes atrás, es un bloque total y en ataque son peligrosos también. Y nosotros tenemos que acercar al partido, es un equilibrio, ¿no? Se trata de un equilibrio entre atacar y ser prudente, porque ya sabemos, si encajamos un gol, ya necesitamos marcar 3 para clasificar.
Christian, are the players aware of the 1997 game at Filbert Street? And if so, will that act as any more motivation for you tomorrow night?
I heard of it the first time today, so it's pretty neutral to me. We're already motivated enough, I think, given the chance that we have, given that great game that we have at the King Power. So it doesn't need more than that.
Los jugadores, ¿estáis conscientes del partido en 97 en el viejo estadio, el antiguo estadio de Filbert Street? Bueno, es otra motivación más. Bueno, yo creo que me han mencionado hoy, era la primera vez que había enterado de esto. Pero yo creo que con el aliciente del partido mañana, de llegar a semifinales, posiblemente hay suficiente motivación para cualquier jugador en esto.
Hi, Christian. What do you think's changed in the last couple of months, particularly around the training ground with the team that sort of led to the upturn in results? And also, in terms of Craig going from the number 2 to manager, how different has that been for the players in terms of yourselves as a group?
Nothing really changed. I mean, I'm working with Craig since I joined Leicester. He's the same person as he has been before. So now he's just in a different role. But I think the relation between him and the players didn't change at all. And I mean, we are just enjoying the way we're playing right now, and that's basically it. Not too much change at all.
¿Cuáles son los cambios que ha cambiado realmente en el vestuario, en los entrenamientos, en las instalaciones desde la salida o desde que el míster se puso entrenador? Y tu papel, tu relación con él ha cambiado de una manera. Bueno, no, yo creo que poca cosa ha cambiado, porque yo llevo desde mi primer momento en el club trabajando con Craig Shakespeare. Yo creo que su papel ha cambiado, pero la relación en sí no ha cambiado nada.
Linda, please.
Christian, what's your gut? Watching Wes Morgan in training, knowing the man he is, do you think he will play and lead you out on Tuesday night? And also, if he doesn't, are you all ready to go into the game without him, and could you also be ready to play centre-half?
So that's 5 questions in one, right?
I like to get my money's worth.
Well, I think whatever the formation will be, the starting 11, obviously it's down to Craig. Those guys, they will give their best to first of all play a good game, but also then get the right result. It just showed over the last couple of games. Just showed that whenever there's somebody whenever somebody cannot play, that obviously they can fill the gap. Johan Benalwan did it very well over the last couple of games, and if it's Wes, if it's somebody else that fills that gap of Robert Huth now, then they will obviously try everything to get a result tomorrow.
¿Cuál es tu sentimiento personal en la posibilidad de Wes Morgan de figurar mañana? Si está en condiciones después de haberle visto entrenar hoy. Y si no está en el 11 inicial, ¿quién va a sustituir? ¿Y tú estarías dispuesto a jugar en la zaga? Bueno, son 5 preguntas en una, ¿no? Bueno, yo creo que cualquier jugador que juegue mañana hará lo mejor para cosechar el buen resultado para clasificarnos a semifinales. Yo creo que recién hemos tenido que hacer un retoque al once inicial con varios jugadores distintos, y yo creo que en cada caso el suplente ha jugado bien. Yo creo que si es Wes que reemplaza a Robert Huth, o si es Johan, va a destacar un buen papel.
James, please.
Hi, Christian.
Hi.
I read in Jamie Vardy's book that you're like a practical joke, and you've played egg roulette at the training ground. As it's Easter, can I ask, do you think Leicester will crack tomorrow?
Crack an egg on Madrid's head, or what do you mean?
I want to see him do it.
Crack under the. What about cracking under the pressure, Christian? Are you going to put on another good display?
That's what everybody is expecting from us anyway. That's what everybody expected last season from us. But I think because we have such a great team spirit, we don't let it affect us. You know that there's a lot of pressure all the time. Obviously, it was also this year fighting against relegation, but see, we came out of that, and we are just looking forward to the game and trying to give everything. That's all we're about.
Graham, please. Yeah.
Entonces,
Sorry.
Entonces existe mucha presión y bueno, es difícil traducir porque se trata de un juego de palabras, y si por la presión el huevo, que sé en español puede ser otra cosa también, pero en la época de Pascuas aquí en Inglaterra y mundialmente, entonces si el huevo va a sufrir y romperse a causa de la presión. Es un poco complicado, pero la respuesta es lo más importante. Yo creo que la gente siempre ha esperado que nosotros vamos a sufrir una presión y romper nuestra racha el año pasado y el año anterior, cuando nos habíamos salvado del descenso el año antes de ganar el campeonato. Entonces estamos acostumbrados a la presión, y la única cosa que sé es que todo el mundo en el plantel estábamos dispuestos a dar 100% para cosechar el resultado idóneo en la eliminatoria mañana.
Graham, please.
Christian, you've played now in the Vicente Calderon, you've played in the Bernabeu, which are seen as great cathedrals of world football. King Power's a bit smaller than those grounds, a little church perhaps. What do Atletico, what can they expect when they go to the King Power?
Well, I think the atmosphere simply in that stadium is outstanding, and our fans have proven in the last couple of games that they're simply our 12th men. They can carry us to wins. They can carry us they carried us to the success against Sevilla, and when I saw the stadium before, I know that something special will happen tomorrow again, and yeah, I'm fired up and I'm looking forward to that.
El Atleti está acostumbrado a jugar en partidos importantes, en aforos con mucho ambiente. ¿Qué pueden esperar el Atleti mañana con el ambiente en el estadio aquí? Bueno, todo el mundo sabemos el ambiente que había en los partidos de Liga el año pasado y contra el Sevilla también. Yo creo que los aficionados, la afición aquí es sobresaliente, excelente su comportamiento. Yo creo que se han convertido en el jugador número 12. Entonces yo al llegar al estadio hoy he sentido algo que va a pasar, va a ocurrir algo especial mañana y vamos a hacer todo para que esto suceda.
Christian, here's in the back. We already know that Atletico have more experience in Champions League games, but it seems that Leicester have this enthusiasm that only a club that is appearing for the first time in Champions League have. Do you feel this way? Could you tell us about it?
Say it again, the last one.
Seems to me that Leicester have this enthusiasm that only the first appearing in Champions League a club can have it. So is it true for you? Could you feel this in the changing room?
Yeah, 100%. It's something very special to us. I mean, we as the small Leicester City playing in the Champions League is already great, and then having this, being in the quarterfinals of the Champions League is outstanding, and we just enjoy the time that we have. We might never be here again. We might be at some point again, but right now it's simply this one game that we have, and we try to give everything to be successful.
Entonces, la pregunta era el entusiasmo en comparación del Leicester, en comparación con la experiencia del Atleti. ¿Cómo lo ves? Y es algo muy especial que solo un equipo que está militando por primera vez en la Champions pueda tener. Bueno, yo creo que sí, es muy especial. 100% estoy convencido que lo que tenemos ahora es muy especial. El hecho de que hayamos llegado a jugar en la Champions fue muy especial, pero ahora llegar a cuartos es algo increíble, algo que se destaca mucho, es sobresaliente, y estar de nuevo con una posibilidad de llegar a semifinales, y estamos a ir por todo mañana para conseguir esto.
Christian, we're going to do two more guys, so Laurie and then Jason, please.
Hi, Christian. I know it's been a busy schedule, but have you managed to squeeze in any penalty shootout practice? And given how you strike a ball, would you put your hand up for one?
They all went in. They all went in.
Would you take one if it went that far?
Of course.
Hablando de posible tanda de penaltis, mañana si hay prórroga y tal, estaba haciendo prácticas en los entrenos. Bueno, sí, entraron todos los míos. Entonces, y si sería voluntario, por supuesto, yo estoy para tirar un penal si es necesario.
Yeah, exactly. His answer's always much longer than mine.
Jason, last one, please.
Christian, Antoine Griezmann had a bit of joy against Leicester City in that first leg. What lessons did you guys, as players and a team as a whole, learn playing against them?
Well, it's good to stand on the field against a team because you can see the pictures, but experiencing on the field is a different story again. And his movement on the pitch is amazing. He's always finding the pockets, always between the lines, and it's hard to defend us. As defenders, because you don't know, should you push up, should you stay back? And I think in the second half we adjusted well to that, and that's something that we definitely learned from that.
Después de haber jugado el partido ida, has tenido de cerca la experiencia de jugar frente a Griezmann. cómo estaba y habéis aprendido algo para el partido vuelta. Bueno, siempre es distinto. Ves imágenes por la televisión, pero en vivo, en la cancha misma, siempre es difícil. Es más difícil, pero se puede apreciar más sus movimientos, cómo se desmarca. Yo creo que siempre busca el espacio, busca los huecos entre el centro del campo y los delanteros, pero yo creo que en la segunda parte hemos manejado mejor que en la primera.
That concludes things with Christian, I think, guys. So we're going to let him go, and then we'll move on to Craig, please. John.
Craig.
Hi.
Put very simply, on the eve of the match, what chance do you give yourselves of getting through this? And can you give us one or two specifics about how you plan to go about doing that?
Well, as I said before, we're in the tie. It's 1-0. People will tell you it's half-time, but we know obviously it's 90 minutes. Yes, in terms of a plan, we need to make sure offensively we need to create more. We've got to get a goal back. But on the same token, we need to be mindful of players of the ilk of Griezmann, as you spoke about, that we need to deny them space because they're a very, very good counter-attack team. So we're at home. We need to be more forceful than we were. And, as you say, but respectful of the opposition as well.
¿Cómo ves el partido mañana? La posibilidad de clasificar, ¿cómo lo ves? Bueno, somos competitivos, ¿no? Estamos todavía en la eliminatoria, quedan tal vez más de 90 minutos, entonces por eso no estamos en el descanso. Yo creo que ofensivamente tenemos que mejorar un poco porque ahí en la ida no creamos mucho, estamos conscientes de esto, pero también estamos conscientes del amenazo de ellos en las contras, porque son muy fuertes en las contras. Tenemos que forzarnos un poco más, intentar crear más peligro en el ataque, pero también ir con cautela atrás.
John, please.
Hi, Craig.
Hi.
Christian just said there about enjoying the time we have and, we might never be here again. Are you sort of mindful of that yourself and the players that, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? A lot of the players are sort of, edging towards 35 between Wes, Robert Huth. Are you sort of thinking that, we can't let this go, it's got to be, we want to continue it?
I think the balance between trying to win every game, I think, there's no free games in football and we're not here to make the numbers up. We're here to have a right go tomorrow night. And that'll be the first message. Yes, of course, you want footballers to express themselves, to enjoy it, and to play with a smile on the face, because I think that at times is when you get the best out of them. But also, we need to be smart tomorrow night. We need to be alert to things. So all the things that it takes to win a football match. But players will tell you, after the game, if you've lost, you've not enjoyed it.
Entonces, puede ser una ocasión por una vez en la vida para algunos de estos jugadores y el plantel en general, con jugadores como Huth y Wes Morgan, que ya tienen como 35 años. Bueno, yo creo que hay que pensar así. En este partido hay un equilibrio. No te dan nada gratis en fútbol. Yo creo que nuestra intención mañana es ir a por todo, con 100% de nuestros esfuerzos. Y expresarnos, es importante expresar futbolísticamente, pero lo más importante, cuando ganas un partido, lo disfrutas más que cuando juegas bien. Es importante que los jugadores jueguen con una sonrisa, pero repito, hay que ser inteligente mañana y hay que estar alertos a los jugadores del Atleti en las contras.
Ian, please.
Craig, on the 18th of April tomorrow, 2009, you were part of the Leicester City team that beat Southend 2-0, which got the club promoted from League One to the Championship under Nigel Pearson. Back then, a historic day for the football club, first time they'd been in League One. At any stage tomorrow, 8 years ago, do you think back to those? Do you look at the journey that you've come on with this football club as you walk out in a quarter-final, and what do you learn from that journey?
Again, I think the journey's been incredible, but come tomorrow night, I think the focus just has to be on that game. I think, as you say, you can look ahead, you can look back, but you have to focus on the here and now. And I think that's what we'll be doing, but remindful of what's gone in the past, because, as you say, where this club has come from is remarkable. And if someone had said, last year you'd win the Premier League, this year you'd be in the quarterfinals with a chance to go through into the semi-finals, everyone would have been pinching themselves. So we have to do that, but realistically we're in it and we have to try and give a good account of ourselves.
Hace 8 años, 2009, tú, Craig, figurabas en el equipo, el plantel que ganó, se promocionaron frente al Southend United y habéis ganado la tercera liga, ¿no? En Inglaterra, League One. Mañana, al llevar el equipo al estadio, mañana vas a pensar en el camino que ha hecho el club y que has hecho con este club, tú mismo. Bueno, aunque ha sido un camino, un viaje increíble, digamos, lo importante es enfocarnos en el presente, en el partido de mañana, digamos. Yo creo que no hay que olvidar, hay que estar consciente del pasado, pero el fútbol se basa en el presente. Y si alguien nos habría dicho hace 2 años que vais a ganar el campeonato inglés y luego vais a estar en cuartos de final, sería como un sueño, pero ahora es la realidad y tenemos que continuar así con el sueño de clasificarnos para semifinales.
Craig, there'll be a lot of people in the city and county who won't get too much sleep tonight ahead of the game tomorrow. What would your message be to the people who are going to pack this place out tomorrow night and those who, unfortunately for them, can't be here? What's your message to the fans, Craig?
Yeah, get behind the team as they've done. We've had some special nights here. Let's make it another special one.
Mucha gente va a sufrir un poco esta noche con los nervios, una noche sin dormir para la afición. ¿Algún mensaje para la afición que van a acudir mañana y la afición en la provincia? Que nos apoyen de nuevo tal como nos habéis apoyado durante toda la historia y recién y a ver lo que podemos conseguir mañana.
Neil, please.
Hi, Craig.
Hi.
How much time do you spend preparing, analysing, thinking about this game? And is it enhanced because of the profile, because of the nature, and because it's a Champions League quarter-final second leg?
Well, in truth, because of the hectic schedule, I tried to focus on each game as it comes. I think as a coach, as a manager, you can forward plan, but as players, you have to keep them focused on the next game. So as soon as we finished the game against Crystal Palace, the players' attention and my attention focused on this. Of course, we know the Champions League quarter-final is not every chance you get to play in that. So we've had to make sure that the recovery, we haven't had much time on the training pitch. A lot of the work has been done more in the classroom than out on the grass. But come tomorrow night, we'll be ready both mentally, physically and tactically.
La preparación para un cuarto de final de la Champions, has tenido mucho tiempo, has prestado muchas horas en la preparación. ¿Cómo se plantea un partido así? Bueno, yo creo que aunque sea un partido de los cuartos de la Champions, yo soy partidario de preparar cada partido cuando se acerque el partido, ¿no? Porque el calendario ha sido bastante ocupado, entonces después de finalizar el partido frente a Crystal Palace hemos comenzado a preparar este partido, muy importante que lo es. Hemos subrayado la necesidad de recuperar cada jugador y entonces en comparación tiempo en los entrenos no ha sido tan grande que el tiempo en charlas técnicas, mirando cosas así, hablando con los jugadores, pero puedo asegurar que 100% estaremos físicamente 100%, tácticamente 100% y mentalmente 100%.
That's a fine, by the way. Your phone went off, so you need to...
It's not mine, it's not
That's
mine.
not yours.
No.
UEFA's.
It would be a fine, but it's not mine.
Graham, please.
Hi, Craig.
Hi.
We saw the success that Manchester United had yesterday using a man marker against Eden Hazard. Is that something that you would ever consider that might work against Antoine Griezmann, or is it something that's not really your style?
No, I think it shows that it can be of a benefit. I think, again, if I thought it was going to be useful in any of the games, then I wouldn't be afraid to use it.
Hemos visto en las imágenes del partido Manchester United-Chelsea ayer, marcaje personal de Herrera sobre Eden Hazard. Es una táctica que emplearías en un momento dado, Bueno, si yo consideraba que era una táctica que nos podría beneficiar, yo lo haría sin problema.
Colin, please.
Craig, we heard Christian there talk about how fired up he is. We've heard about the atmosphere. We also know that if Atletico score, the whole game changes. Who are your decision makers on the field that are going to kind of control that passion and make sure you channel it?
Well, I think they're all there to do that in terms of over-aroused emotionally. I think as players you have to get the right balance, but I think I've got that within the squad, within the group, and I don't have a real problem with that because, as you say, you have to have that fire in your belly, but you also have to have cool, smart heads at times, and we've proved over the last 18 months that we're more than capable of that.
Cristian nos ha dicho que está con muchas ganas de jugar el partido, muy motivado. ¿Cómo serán los jugadores en la cancha mañana por la noche? Si, por ejemplo, marca primero el Atleti, cambia totalmente la eliminatoria. ¿Quiénes son los jugadores en el campo que hacen las decisiones? Bueno, yo creo que todos los jugadores es un plantel en donde todo el mundo son capaces de hacer decisiones. Pero yo subrayo que hay que tener un equilibrio entre las ganas y las emociones y la sangre fría, porque también mañana hay que ser inteligente, repito que hay que estar inteligente y jugar con un toque de sangre fría también.
James.
That's me.
Okay, Dave. Fight out between you.
Craig, as we stand at this moment in time going into the game, you have to do something to affect a decision that went against you in that first match. You know, if it stays 0-0, you would go out to that controversial goal. Does it feel any easier now a week on, or is it just something that's sort of gnawing away at you?
No, it's not gnawing away at me. I think the referee gave his decision. The last thing I think the club, the players need is me harping on about it or anybody. We have to get on with it. The referee's made his decision, albeit it's all there for everyone to see. It was the wrong one. But as you say, they do make mistakes. We understand that, but we have to make sure we're ready and focused for the game tomorrow night.
Estás preparando para el partido mañana, pero no hay que olvidar, es la pregunta todavía, que la eliminatoria fue afectada por una decisión polémica, el hecho de que el árbitro ha pitado un penal que no existía. ¿Cómo lo ves todavía? ¿Estás con rencor todavía de esa decisión y cómo ha afectado la eliminatoria? Bueno, no. Hay que olvidar estas cosas, hay que aceptar, y lo hemos aceptado, el hecho de que los árbitros hagan sus decisiones. Todo el mundo podía apreciar después que no era penalti, pero aceptamos que a veces árbitros hacen decisiones erróneas. Lo importante ahora es olvidar de todo esto y hay que comprender que estemos listos para enfrentar al Atleti y enfocados mentalmente para este partido vuelta mañana.
We're going to do maybe three more guys. So James, if you want to take this one, please.
Hi, Craig.
Hi.
We saw in the first leg that the Atletico bench and players weren't slow to urge the referee to show a card or two. I mean, is that something you'll sort of have to warn your players about, any potential gamesmanship, and how important is a strong referee going to be tomorrow night?
Well, you know I'm not allowed to comment on the referee for tomorrow night. I'm not allowed to. But in terms of players, I said our players have to be smart. I think we have to take our own house and get that in order. We can't worry about the opposition's bench. I think we let the officials, as you said, take care of that. We have to be mindful in terms of us being smart, being game management has to be good. We have to be aware of all those things, but ultimately we have to get our own house in order.
En el partido ida parecía que el banquillo del Atleti no era... Bueno, a veces animaba a los oficiales a mostrar amarillas. Hay que estar consciente de esto y ¿cómo lo ves? Este comportamiento tramposo, según la pregunta. Bueno, no podemos preocuparnos del banquillo del rival. Yo creo que es más importante arreglar todo en nuestra casa y prepararnos para todo aspecto de este partido sin preocuparnos de lo que haga en otro banquillo rival.
Craig, given where this match stands in Leicester City history, it's one of the biggest games ever. How long will you take preparing what you're going to say in the final minutes in the dressing room before the boys go out? Or is it something you prepare? Is it a gut thing? And how long do you tend to spend on an occasion like this, Will?
I think I tend to do a bit of both. I think sometimes you can prepare yourself, but sometimes the emotion and the occasion and the circumstances can take over. So, again, you can prepare yourself fully, but some things you have to be reactive to. And I think before the game, I'd like to think I'm measured, but also there has to be a slight tinge of motivation in that for me as well. And so I try and get the balance right. Again, you'll have to ask the players if they think it's right, but in terms of me, yes, I'll go over to a certain extent, but some I think has to not be manufactured. I think some has to be there and then, and that's my intent for tomorrow and going forward.
Hablando de la charla técnica tal vez más importante de tu carrera, Craig, ¿cómo lo preparas? ¿Piensas mucho en adelante antes de dar la charla? Bueno, es una mezcla de las dos cosas. Siempre considero lo que voy a decir, pero también hay que llevar algo de emoción y motivación que viene del corazón en el momento, ¿no? De las emociones mismas. Yo creo que es un equilibrio de las dos cosas. Si lo preparas tanto, parece como fabricado. Mejor preguntar a los jugadores qué piensan y si lo hago bien. Pero mi intención es dar la charla con emoción, pero con equilibrio, con ser sensato, ¿no? A la vez.
Rob, please.
Craig, we've all seen how much success the bookmakers have had when they've set odds for Leicester in recent times. Most of them have got Atletico 10-1 on tomorrow to go through the tie. What do you make of that?
Well, they've got it wrong in the past, so let's hope they've got it wrong tomorrow. But again, I think Christian said we'll start as underdogs because of the history of Madrid, but we're quite comfortable with that. We know what we've got to do, and let's hope we can earn people a few bob.
Sorry, what was the odd? The odds, sorry, I missed it.
10-1 on.
10-1 on, all right, okay. Okay, entonces, según los sitios web que ofrecen los pares para parir en el partido, para ganar la eliminatoria, Leicester se encuentra 1 contra 10, entonces no es favorito, no es candidato. ¿Qué piensas de esto? Bueno, hemos sorprendido a las oficinas de estas compañías que hacen que paren en el fútbol. Entonces, a ver si nosotros mañana podemos sorprender a todo el mundo y a ellos de nuevo.
Ian, please.
Craig, you beat a very, very good Sevilla team in the last round, but I think there was always a perception that they had weaknesses if you could expose them. People talk about this Atletico team as a team without those same weaknesses in defence. How do you go about trying to identify weaknesses if indeed you've been able to spot some?
Well, I think, again, you've got to be positive about your own strengths. You know, your own strengths will hopefully outweigh their weaknesses in terms of the right times. We'll very much focus on us, and as I've said before, but aware of Atletico. They have a great defensive record, we know that, especially in Europe, but we know what we've got to do tomorrow night, and we can't sit back for 90 minutes because we need to score. So there's different ways, and as you say, come tomorrow night, we'll find out if we've found the solution.
Contra el Sevilla habéis conseguido encontrar puntos débiles que tal vez antes del partido la gente estaba consciente de que el Sevilla tenía algún punto débil por ahí. Parece que es más difícil identificar algún punto débil de este Atlético de Madrid. ¿Qué habéis planificado? ¿Habéis conseguido identificar una zona donde atacar? Bueno, yo creo que lo importante es concentrar en nosotros, hay que ser positivo y tener confianza en nuestras propias fuerzas. Es importante concentrar en lo que podemos conseguir nosotros. Sabemos que defensivamente son muy fuertes, en particular en Europa, jugando en competición europea. Pero también es importante buscar una manera de superar esta fuerza defensiva y tendremos nuestros planes cómo hacerlo.
A last one for the gentleman far right, please.
Hi, hello.
Hi.
In the last run against Sevilla, you needed to win after losing in the Sánchez Pizjuán, but you came after 2 wins against Hull and Liverpool. Now you need to win again against Spanish team, but you came after 2 defeats and a draw. What's the mood in the camp? Are they confident they can get a result? Are they positive? How's the mood there?
Yeah, the mood's very good in terms of, we did get a draw on Saturday. And as you say, we're playing in the Champions League quarter-final. I'd be really disappointed if the mood wasn't good. And if you saw any bits of the training today, the lads were really sharp and really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Antes del partido frente a Sevilla habéis venido de una racha de victorias ligueras, pero esta vez frente al Atlético una derrota y un empate. ¿Cómo es el ambiente en el vestuario después de los últimos partidos en Liga en Inglaterra? Bueno, muy positivo. Sería un problema, ¿no? Tendría dudas de mi plantel si el ambiente no fuera positivo antes de un cuarto de final de la Champions. Si habéis presenciado el entrenamiento esta mañana, el ambiente muy positivo, había un chispe así dentro del vestuario en la cancha. Entonces, todo el mundo con ganas y muy positivos.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Philip.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Cheers.